Hey, today we have Blake coming on the show. BS When Fitness, or how do you pronounce it, Blake?
I don't really just be Swen Fitness.
B Swen Fitness. Okay. Is
Yes,
Swen your
sir.
last name?
Yes, sir. It's Swenson.
Okay. All right. And where are you connecting with us from?
Right now, I'm in Stillwater, Oklahoma,
Okay.
Oklahoma State University.
Nice. And what year of university are you in?
I'm a sophomore right now, so second year.
Okay. Yeah, we don't do that in Canada. We don't know. When you said sophomore, I had no idea what you meant.
Really, that's funny.
Yeah. I mean, I know the term. Generally, they're used for what
Yeah,
year you're in, but okay. So your second year at Oklahoma State University. Um, and so how old would that make you?
I am 20 years old right now.
Okay. And give us a rundown of your situation. I know so Blake's a content creator. B Swen Fitness. He is a. You got a few things in your bio. Running and lifting. Jesus follower. Give us a rundown. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, first off, follower of Christ for sure. Yes, always. And
Amen.
so I started this whole fitness thing probably like a year ago, just focusing on whole foods.
Mhm.
I saw the whole animal-based thing trending on TikTok. And like at the time, I wasn't focusing on whole foods really. I was kind of eating processed things like protein bars, protein shakes. And
Mhm.
then once I started to dive into that stuff, I just noticed that I felt incredible. And I haven't looked back since.
Right. Right. Switching to the real health foods, not the fake health
That's
foods.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you know how hard it is here in America, just stuff, the supermarket aisles, they just make it way too easy to
To
avoid
indulge.
the real food. Yeah.
Yeah. And not only indulge, I feel like there's also a sense of misinformation. So is that what you're trying to cover?
Exactly.
What's the goal of your content?
Uh, yes and no. I think I don't really have enough informative videos. That's what I need to start like pushing and focusing on. But right now I've kind of just been doing like the whole full day of eating stuff, but at some point I would like to venture into that section.
Right. Do you think that there's a sense of value that your audience will gain just off of seeing you put your own knowledge to practice, like as opposed to outright speaking about what changes you're making, what swaps, what foods to avoid, which to include more of? Do you think it'd be better for your content to just practice what you preach and display that?
100%. I think it could definitely help a lot of people out because they're seeing someone who's also training for like a marathon. They're like, okay, this dude, he's going to put his nutrition first, and we just need to follow what he's doing,
Hmm.
prioritizing the real foods and all that good stuff, and just nutrition in general.
Right. And how has practicing what you preach improved your life? What has it done for you?
Just significantly. I mean, less brain fog, better mental health, I'd say.
Hmm.
Um, just the way I feel physically, too.
Right.
Just no afternoon crashes or anything anymore. Just
What
feeling
in,
great.
what inspired you to become an influencer and start creating content?
Honestly, I thought it was so fun to make videos, and when you find your passion, for me, which is just having a healthy lifestyle, it's just important to show people that it's never too late and you can start whenever.
Hmm. Right. Um, what's your method of influencing? What kind of videos are you creating at this point?
Um, so far I do a lot of posts around Bible verses and all that just to kind of motivate people and just talk to them about the good news. But for nutrition in general, like I said earlier, I do need to talk more informatively and like how people can make better changes and simpler choices
Hmm.
on how to fix their diet.
Okay. Um, and what sort of changes should people make?
Um, just cut out processed foods, eat simple ingredient foods,
Right.
walk on the outskirts of the supermarket. I've learned that that's the best way to avoid all the stuff that's just not good for you.
Right.
And prioritize red meat for sure, like you've said multiple times, and fruits, potatoes, vegetables are fine, I feel like. So sort of like the whole paleo thing, honestly, but
Like whole foods,
yes, sir. Uh-huh.
right, in pure form. And what content has worked for you so far? Do you have a specific goal in mind that you've felt a sense of achievement, like within the context of your content creation? What is your goal?
So my goal is to show people that even me, just a simple dude, college student, that you can put your health first, you can make simple choices in order to live a healthier and better life.
Okay. And where have you achieved that? Have there been any videos that you posted that people engage with, that have gone viral? And then also add to that, what platforms are you on? Are you only on Instagram, or are you venturing elsewhere?
Okay, so I'm actually on Instagram, TikTok, and I've been doing YouTube Shorts, and YouTube Shorts has probably been the one that's like the most popular for me.
Okay.
But I haven't had any too viral really, but people have been like, "Wow, I wish I could do this as a college student, especially."
Mm.
And I just tell them, you can do it. It's like I'm no different from anyone else.
Right.
It's just simple choices you have to make.
Right. Right. And how many followers do you have on each of those platforms?
On Instagram, I have about 446 right now. TikTok about 283.
And also, where did you start?
YouTube. Oh, where did I start? Honestly, I did all three of them at once. I just uploaded one video to each of them,
Okay.
and that's how I got started.
So you started from zero on all three platforms.
Yes, sir. Just
Okay.
created a new account.
Right. And in terms of your viewership, how consistent is it? Like, how many views would you say you get on an average video?
Lately I feel like they've been a little down on Instagram. I've kind of been changing some things up, just trying to experiment different posts. But I think the one that did the best for me was about 14,000. And on a lower amount of views for a video, it'll probably be around like 480. That's
Yeah.
what I've seen so far, but
So it's a wide range. Like, some of them hit the slipstream.
for sure.
Some of them get into more people's algorithms. What do you think causes that? Why do you think some of them have gone viral and some of them haven't?
I don't know. I feel like the algorithm on these sites are just so confusing because sometimes I'll put more effort into a certain video and I think it's just like this one's going to do really good, and then
Yeah.
it kind of just doesn't, and the ones that might have less work done on it will do better. It's just strange.
I felt the same thing. One of my videos, for whatever reason, just hit that slipstream. It has somewhere close to 80,000 views right now. That is no
Wow.
that is no indication of how many I get consistently, because it roughly falls around a few thousand per video. But for whatever reason, I got one around 70 or 80. And yeah, like you just, I mean, to expand on that, if I knew why, or if I knew how,
Keep doing it, yeah.
then I would have done exactly that. Yeah. So it's the algorithm is something to master. I mean, maybe there's someone out there who has mastered it. So expand a little bit more on your plan and your goal. How long do you want to be an influencer for? Would you like to at some point do it as a career?
Honestly, I think I would.
Yeah.
So obviously after college, I'm probably gonna get some job with nutrition. I want to work with athletes and kind of build them a healthier meal plan.
Mm.
Even like college athletes, maybe too. That would be nice. But I think I'd like to do social media. I'd like to do it as a career for sure. I would just keep doing that, maybe as a little side hustle while I'm doing my main job. And I'll just see where that takes me, honestly.
Right. What are you pursuing in university?
So right now, I'm studying nutrition, but I'm still kind of being open-minded of what I could actually do, because it just seems like I haven't really learned a whole lot from nutrition, like in university.
Would you say that you've learned
Like-
more outside of university on that topic?
Honestly,
Or
yeah, I would for
you
sure.
think so? Okay.
hmm
What are they teaching you in school?
Well, we're really just doing like the math and everything, like the how many grams of how many calories per gram for carbs, fats, and proteins, stuff like that, and
Mm,
different situations where people don't need carbs, like for type 2 diabetes. I think that's right. I might be wrong, but kind of just stuff like that. And I don't really know if that's exactly what I'm focused on or trying to reach.
mm-hmm. Okay. Do you find that you're extracting value from your program in university, or what would you say? Like, what are your comments on your studies?
Um, Not really sure. I think I just still feel like I've learned more from social media, which is funny to say, but the whole
Yeah.
animal base and Whole Foods thing, I feel like that's more important. I
Right.
think that needs to be pushed more.
I think I'm in the same boat, honestly. Yeah.
Mhm.
There seems to be I don't know if this is the case with everyone. Obviously, not everyone is in the same situation, but if you find the right niche or you look in the right places, there are professionals on social media platforms that have a lot to teach you. As long as you look in the right places, you don't waste your time. You don't engage in what's now known as brain rot. Um, you can actually inform yourself quite well just through social media. Yeah, and I guess Blake
That's
is
right.
firsthand has firsthand experience of, maybe going the university route is actually not necessarily going to get you the same credibility and the same level of knowledge and experience.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So tell us more about your content. Yeah, like what sort of video? I did have seen mostly what I eat in a day videos, and what sort of engagement have you gotten? Are people asking you through DMs and comments how they can improve their lifestyle or how they can improve their nutrition, or do people seem to be taking positively or negatively to your content? What would you say?
100%. So people have actually DM'd me and been like, this is what I'm doing right now. What can I do to just make healthier changes? And I've kind of walked them through that,
Hmm.
and also told them the importance of just lifting too and working out, because just moving your body is important too.
No
But
doubt.
of course, you get negative comments and all that stuff. I usually just ignore it because it just kind of seems like rage bait too. They just like
Yeah.
want you to kind of just like go monster mode on them, and I'm
Right.
just not gonna do that.
Okay. Um, okay. Yeah. And then tell us a little bit more about your content. You're doing what I eat in a day videos. When did you start that? Did you evolve from something else? Tell us a little bit about that.
So I started doing the what I eat in a days last spring break, so a little bit shorter than a year from now, or from earlier a year ago. And I just thought it was really fun to make, and I was seeing it's a really popular thing on TikTok and Instagram, and I was just kind of thinking like, I eat kind of interesting foods, and especially prioritizing whole foods, you don't see that a whole lot now,
Mm.
and I think it's important to show that it can be the new reality.
Mm.
So that's really what motivated me to start, and they've definitely changed over the past time though, like how my videos are structured and all that good stuff, the captions and all that.
Right.
I haven't really found the perfect algorithm yet, but
But there's been improvement.
it's interesting.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
Okay. And where did you gain the knowledge and credibility to make this type of content? What makes you?
Honestly,
Why should people listen to Blake?
I think people should listen to me because, first of all, I'm doing a marathon training right now. I think that kind of just makes me think that people are looking at me like, okay, what is he eating? What is he doing?
Mm.
So that number one, and then also just lifting too. They see that I'm doing that, and they need to know what foods to just eat
Fuel that.
for that,
fuel that training.
to fuel it.
Yeah.
And I think that's why your videos are so cool, because you do MMA or Muay Thai.
Right.
I just think I love your videos, dude. That's so cool that you do that. And that's also, to add on to that, it's like they see what you're doing and they know you need to fuel the right way too.
Right, right. Yeah, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. I guess if people,
That's right.
if people see that you've achieved success, they might wanna mimic that, your methods and your strategies. Yeah, yeah, for sure. So where did you start? Like, where is there was there a rags to riches, in a sense for you? Like, was your health not so optimal at one point?
Um, I would say I never had like a rags to riches story. I was just kind of like feeling crummy, and I'm like, there's got to be a way to just feel how our ancestors felt.
Mm.
And then I kind of did a deep dive into how they ate, and that's kind of how it started.
Right.
Just kind of like anthropology, kind of.
Right. That's a good point. Okay. And so what are the major changes that you think most people are lacking in, because you're trying to, display how to optimize your health, how to positively or put positive change in your nutrition, your athletic ability. What are people missing? Where's the misinformation?
Number one, I would say, is definitely sleep.
Right.
So right now, I prioritize at least 8 hours of sleep, but normally I'll get 9 hours of sleep, and I just feel incredible. It's the best thing to do for sure for your body. And one thing that people don't really look into enough is the effect of blue light in your eyes and just in your brain in general. So I use those blue light blockers before I go to bed, like an hour before I go to bed, and that really just helps me avoid all the blue light.
Yeah.
And even when I wake up in the morning, I'll do this red filter right here. I do this, click it 3 times, and I usually have that on for the first hour, and it really just helps me naturally wake up.
Yeah.
And I would also encourage people to just do morning sunlight. And yeah, so those are some of the few things I've done to optimize my health.
Right. Just sort of naturalize your routine. I've noticed too that
That's
it does
right.
it reduces the stimulation in your brain and your eyes when you have blue light exposure.
For sure.
Just as important in the morning as it is at night. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, so you think
I used to have a
sleep,
ton of eye strain.
yeah, exactly. As did I. Sleep, blue light, and then where does nutrition fall in that? Where the rest of your method? What's the method to your madness?
Honestly, at this point, I think nutrition should be first, especially in today's world.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so important what you put into your body. What you put in, you get out. I forgot how the term goes, but it's true, 100%.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Okay. Well, then I guess. Yeah. Do you have a little bit more to speak about in regard to where you want to be a few months from now? Maybe a few years from now. What do you think?
So a few years from now, obviously, I'd probably like to have a bigger following, more support, and
How do you plan on
just more
achieving that?
informative videos. Honestly, I need to just do a deep dive into what I can do to really improve the posts and just the content overall.
So do you know what that
Just
is at
how I
that
can-
moment? Or at this moment, rather?
Not really, but one guy I really try to mimic is Santa Cruz Medicinals. I'm sure you know who he is, Brendan.
Sure. Yeah.
I think his posts are great. I kind of try to see what he's doing. I'm like, okay, this guy, he's got like 1 million followers at this point on Instagram, and he posts very informative videos and kind of just shows the real life examples of people not putting whole foods first.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough.
So in the future, yeah, what else? Yeah, I just need to make more informative videos, I think. Like, I love the informative ones that you make, where you kind of, like, call people out, and you're like, we need to do this.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Do you think people would resonate with that if you started to giving them direct messages? I mean, what sort of formula would you use? Would you give each video a particular point, or would you do long form content, short form content?
I think I would do a specific point for each video, kind of just put that out there and then break it down on what people can do and what they need to do and how it will improve their lives.
Mm,
I think that's the route I would go.
right. Okay. All right. Well, thanks for coming on the show. Is there anything else you'd like to share to the audience?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me, and
You're welcome.
just everyone out there, just prioritize whole foods.
Yeah.
Change your life. It's never too late.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. All right. Thank you, man. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, of course. I look forward to seeing more of your content.
You too.
Thank you.